Y'all, it really sucks to have to say this, but Todd and Julie Chrisley from the hit show Chrisley Knows Best have been found guilty on all the federal charges that were against them. Today, we are going to be recapping the final chapter within the Chrisley trial. What does this mean for the family moving forward? Will the Chrisleys end up doing jail time? And what can we expect when it comes to the future of their TV shows, both Chrisley Knows Best and Growing Up Chrisley? We're going to get into all of it. Y'all asked some amazing questions over on social media, and I did a little bit of research last night, so hopefully I can answer some of them for you. But before we get into it, if you guys would please consider hitting the like button on this video, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so that you can stay in the loop with the latest reality TV tea. On top of the Chrisleys being found guilty of conspiracy to defraud banks out of more than $30 million, they and their accountant, Peter Tarantino, was also convicted of several tax crimes, including attempting to defraud the Internal Revenue Service. U.S. Attorney Ryan Bushton did release a statement saying, "As today's outcome shows, when you lie, cheat, and steal, justice is blind as to your fame, your fortune, and your position." Another statement was released by Carrie Garley, who is a special agent in charge of the FBI in Atlanta. She said, and I quote, "In the end, when driven by greed, the verdict of guilty on all counts for these three defendants proves once again that financial crimes do not pay." The jury also found Julie Chrisley to be guilty of her own separate charges of wire fraud and obstruction of justice. I did do another video breaking down all of the charges that the Chrisleys were looking towards and why. So if you do need a quick refresher, I highly recommend you go and check out that video. But according to the DOJ, the Chrisleys were taking out personal loans that were massive well before they were ever reality TV stars. And the reason they were able to obtain those loans were because they were submitting false bank statements, audit reports, and financial statements. Once the money would actually go through, they would then use that money to go buy luxury cars, designer clothes, real estate, and travel the world. The press release stated even after earning millions of dollars on the reality TV show, the Chrisleys, along with their assistant, still conspired to defraud the IRS and evade collection of delinquent taxes. When it comes to the Chrisley and their assistant Peter Tarantino's sentencing, that is scheduled to happen on October 6th. And in a very short statement to CNN, Todd Chrisley's attorney Bruce Morris said that they are disappointed in the verdict, but they are planning to appeal. One of Julie Chrisley's attorneys also released a statement saying, "Obviously, the Chrisleys are devastated and disappointed, but will be pursuing an appeal. They are grateful for all of the love and support that they have received from their family, friends, and fans. They remain strong in their faith and are deeply concerned for all of their children, as well as Todd's mother, Elizabeth Faye Chrisley. They are looking forward to continuing the fight until justice is obtained." Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, as a fan of the show, just hearing them mention Nanny Faye and the kids, it does just kind of break my heart. Even if they are truly guilty, and I know that they've been found guilty, it still is just heartbreaking to think about their granddaughter and their kids and Nanny Faye. I gotta be honest here, this one is very tough to be unbiased because as a fan of the show, it's hard to believe that they are capable of doing the things that are being said they done. With Todd Chrisley, not so much. It wouldn't be shocking news because even though I love his snark and his sass, at the same time, I have seen him be an arrogant asshole, and I've also seen him kind of brag about his money and flash it around like it's nothing. So that part of it really doesn't shock me at all. But what really hits me in the gut is Julie Chrisley. I really like her, you guys. I always have. I think she's a very supportive wife and mother, and we have seen her stand by Todd's side literally through thick and thin. Watching her on the show, I've always thought that she was a very humble person who just wants to help others. So that is where it becomes difficult for me. But as a commentator and someone who's done the research and seen these crimes on paper, whether Julie was a part of it because she was trying to support her husband or because she truly wanted to do it, they had to have known sooner or later this was going to catch up with them. You can't play the system in that way and expect the government not to catch up with you. you. We have seen this exact thing happen time and time again with so many different celebrities and reality TV stars. The Chrisleys are not the first, and each and every time it catches up with them. The big question here is the Chrisleys actually going to have to do jail time? Now, it's been reported that they could get up to a maximum of 30 years, but personally, I do not think that they're going to get 30 years, you guys. Of course, all of this is just my opinion, but I did take the time last night and compare the Chrisley situation with other celebrity cases like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. I do not think that the Chrisleys are going to get any more than 5 years. Once again, you guys, that's just my opinion. It's a ballpark number, but we'll see for sure on October 6th. When it comes to the future of their franchise that they've built, both Chrisley Knows Best and Growing Up Chrisley, I do know for a fact that Chrisley Knows Best has been renewed for another season, and I'm almost positive we're going to see a lot of what's going on now play out in that season. Now, once that season's over, though, it's really up in the air. If the Chrisleys end up having to do some time, which I do believe they will, they may end up having to halt the show for a little bit and work on Growing Up Chrisley alone. If the Chrisleys end up in prison, the ratings for Growing Up Chrisley is going to go through the roof, because mark my words, people are going to want to follow the kids, see how they're coping with things, how they're dealing with life without their parents there to help them, and follow the storyline. There's so many unanswered questions right now that the show could tie in easily to keep people's attention. One of those being their granddaughter. Chloe has already been through a lot in her little life, and I will never forget how emotional it was when the Chrisleys stepped in and took custody of her. She has had a stability with them, and she's been able to rely on them. So that is another one that my heart really goes out to, because I know this is going to be extremely difficult for her to now have to watch her grandparents, who have given her the stability and guidance and been there to rely on, leave her. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's gonna be hard to see. What are you guys thinking about all of this? Let me know in the comments down below. There's a lot of unanswered questions that hopefully after the sentencing in October, we'll find out more. If you guys want to stay in the loop with the Chrisleys, please consider subscribing and tapping the bell before you go. That way you are notified every single time I upload. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you to the moon and stars, and until the next one, mwah. Bye guys.